Democrats are ferociously issuing threats in the wake of the leaked Roe v. Wade opinion. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer delivered an ultimatum to his Republican colleagues yesterday.
Court majority is likely to be around for a while. Do Democrats need to look more seriously at court expansion?
Look, the bottom line is our first step is to have the vote that we're going to have next week. And the bottom line is that we're going to look to these elections in November, and I think it's going to, the American people are going to speak loudly and clearly that
the vote next week, that's the major talking point from Democrats right now, clearly supported by President Biden, is a push to codify Roe v. Wade into law.
Next week, the U.S. Senate is going to vote on legislation to codify a woman's right to seek an abortion into federal law. I intend to file cloture on this vital legislation Monday, which would set up a vote for Wednesday. Republicans will have two choices. They can own the destruction of women's rights, or they can reverse course and work to prevent the damage.
But can they actually achieve that? Here with us to discuss is Mike Davis of the Article 3 Project and a former counsel for the Senate Judiciary Committee. Welcome, Mike.
Thank you for having me.
So Republican in name only, Senator Lisa Murkowski wants to codify Roe v. Wade. There could, be a couple other mushy GOP senators. So will Senator Schumer and the Democrats get their wish?
Well, you have to have 60 votes in the Senate to pass any legislation, unless they want to nuke the legislative filibuster, which I don't think that they would have the votes to do. So no, I don't think that this is going to pass. And Senator Schumer is doing exactly what Justice Alito's draft majority opinion says, which is abortion should be decided by the democratic process. It should not be decided by the Supreme Court. 5 unelected, lifetime appointed judges on the Supreme Court. It should be decided by our elected representatives in Congress and in state legislatures.
Will they use this as a push to pack the Supreme Court? Is that feasible for them at this point?
I don't think they have the votes to do that. You'd have to, again, blow up the legislative filibuster. You'd have to blow up the 60-vote threshold in order to do that, to pass it by a simple majority vote. If they tried to do that, that would be the biggest assault on judicial independence we have ever seen. FDR tried to pack the Supreme Court even at the height of his popularity during the New Deal, and it failed spectacularly on him. This would backfire spectacularly on Joe Biden and Senate Democrats and House Democrats if they tried to pack the Supreme Court.
Well, clearly there is an assault on the Supreme Court right now. There's been Democrats, liberal groups out there doxing Supreme Court justices, something it sounds like the Biden administration actually supports. Listen to Jen Psaki yesterday.
He doesn't care if they're protesting outside the Supreme Court or outside someone's private residence.
I don't have an official U.S. government position on where people protest. We want it, of course, to be peaceful. And certainly the president would want people's privacy to be respected. But I think we shouldn't lose the point here. The reason people are protesting is because women across the country are worried about their fundamental rights that have been law for 50 years.
Now, Judicial Watch's Tom Fenton, who was actually on our show yesterday, pointed this out in a tweet saying it seems the Biden White House is condoning dangerous and unprecedented intimidation, targeting the Supreme Court justices of the United States. So my question to you, Mike, will this pressure campaign be effective? And is it even possible, now that it's leaked and the Chief Justice has commented on this opinion, for the justices to go back on what seems is their decision?
No, it will be counterproductive, and there is U.S. government policy on this. It's 18 U.S.C. 1507, which is obstruction of justice. You cannot intimidate justices outside of their homes to affect the outcome of pending cases. That is obstruction of justice under the United States Code. I was the chief counsel for nominations on the Senate Judiciary Committee with oversight over the federal judiciary. I also served as a law clerk to Justice Gorsuch on the Supreme Court. This is unprecedented and very dangerous, what they are doing to these justices. It's not going to work. The Attorney General Merrick Garland, the Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco, the FBI Director Chris Wray, And the U.S. attorneys in Maryland and the Eastern District of Virginia need to step up. This is a dereliction of their duty. They are not protecting Supreme Court justices. They need to step up. Now, these justices do have security, so people should not be stupid enough to think that they can do anything to endanger these justices, because they'll end up in, the people who do this will end up in jail or dead.
20 seconds. Will the person who leaked this ever be held accountable?
Yes, the marshal of the Supreme Court will get to the bottom of this. There are less than 80 people in the Supreme Court who had access to these records. They're going to interview all those people. They can polygraph them. They can subpoena their records. None of them will crack.
Well, we certainly hope so. Thank you, Mike. It's always good to hear from you.
Thank you.